This episode is about spiritual gifts coming online for many, and also a little bit about ET disclosure. Alright, so the first message is your spiritual gift is appearing. Cooperation, information, desire those involved. So if you don't know how my format works, I'm just going to say what the channeled words are and what their meaning is afterwards. So a lot of light workers, starseeds, way showers, light bearers, whatever you like to call yourself, are having their psychic gifts come online. There's going to be a lot of cooperation among the light worker community, the spiritual community. There's going to be a desire to work with other light workers, share information about the channeled information that you receive, like much of what I'm doing right now, where other light workers get their information, you piece it together like a puzzle to kind of get the full message. And also to share messages and information about how to hone in on some of these psychic gifts, spiritual powers that are coming in, because they're coming in fully turned on. Like as we go on, you'll see that it's not just one gift coming on, it's multiple gifts coming on for many people. It's going to be crazy, something to witness and behold for sure. I asked, what is this spiritual gift coming in now? Ritual, fun, accomplishment, doesn't stay in one place, project or person. So I do think that some of these gifts are going to be somewhat ritualistic, something that possibly shamans practiced back in the day in projects or tasks such as clearing or transmuting energies in a certain location. I know there's a lot of people that still do that out there now, but with more people, more locations across the world can be transmuted. There's a lot of people that have already accomplished a lot in their psychic gifts, and it's going to be fun interacting with those that also have those psychic abilities and spiritual powers, those gifts. Like you've been practicing, training, and learning the rules of this game for a long time, and you finally get to play the game. And with others that know what's been going on too. It doesn't stay in one place, project or person. So there's a high probability that most of these people that have these gifts come online very powerfully will not be staying in one place for long. We'll be traveling, meeting up with others, working on different projects. Next channel message, harmony, close mutual support in a relationship, deciding what to let go of in order to make room for the new to come in. And this is a message I've been getting for the entire year of 2020 in preparation for 2021 and 2022, that you are going to be happy that you're getting these gifts and these new projects and these new tasks, but there's going to be a lot of letting go of things that were in your old life that no longer serve you. And it's going to be tough, even though at this moment you may say that, like, hey, I'm okay with not seeing my family for an X amount of years, or not being around society or partaking in these kind of hobbies or activities for X amount of years. It's much more difficult when it comes to it, when you actually have to make the decision and let go of those things. So there is going to be a lot of deciding what to let go of in order to make room for the new to come in. Some of these things are going to be things you consciously choose to give up in order to pursue these gifts, to see how far you can push it. Next channel message, excuses, memories, life, or by others. Something from your past is useful to you now. It's going to be difficult to let go of these things you have a lot of memories with, but there is a lot of things in your past that's going to be useful to you. You may have not been consciously aware of it, but your subconscious mind has been picking up information from your environment for your entire life. That information is still in your brain somewhere. Being able to access that information, being able to access some of those feelings and experiences you've been through is going to definitely help you on this next chapter of your life, where you're going to be using your spiritual gifts along with your experience and prior knowledge to help and assist those also awakening and getting their gifts online. Next channel message: burdened fairness. When we know we're doing too much, it may be helpful to make a pro and cons list of potential decisions. So a lot of you right off the bat, right in the beginning of 2021, through the next year or two, will be faced with decisions that you have to make a choice in. It's going to use your discernment skills to know which of these things is the right thing for you, and if either of those things are good for you now. Did you evolve past those decisions? Was it something you've always held on to because it's something you thought you wanted, but now you're realizing out of those two decisions or life paths, two people or two career choices or two locations that you've always wanted to live, two kinds of way of lives, is it irrelevant now? Okay, next channel message: protective fantasy, grounded and emotionally balanced consciousness. At this point, it's very important to kind of protect your imagination, protect some of these things that people are calling fantasy, because you are grounded. You literally go out and practice grounding. You are emotionally balanced. You're way more emotionally mature than most because you've done the inner work and emotional work. You're aware of your consciousness. You're aware of the collective consciousness. There's those of us that have been kind of pushing the collective to think beyond what is just there, kind of allowing ourselves to dream and fantasize and to come up with creative solutions to problems that we have, to ideas of how to make the world better, to live in a more harmonious world. We've been pushing our imaginations and our creativity and our intuition to get these ideas from our higher guidance of what this world may look like, and sharing those ideas with others. So planting these seeds in the collective consciousness to kind of push the collective into this more harmonious world. And then there's those that are kind of, late to the game and kind of stuck in their 3D mentality, 3D world. And because we also manifest as a collective, we get kind of the middle of these two dreams or thoughts or visions, manifestation, right? And this is where I want to bring in one of the channel messages that I got earlier. I got it about a month ago, but I didn't post it because it was channeled from the Galactic Federation, and I have mixed feelings about the Galactic Federation, but I got extra confirmation within 48 hours, so I'm okay to post this. But the ET disclosure that I am being told will happen is telepathically. And I know this might be disappointing to some of you that would like ETs to just land on the front lawn or the front street, walk up to the door and ring your doorbell and say, "I'm here." Or more likely, you probably imagined them just appearing in your room, right? Taking you on some adventure in their spacecraft or something, right? I'm not saying that isn't possible. But with a lot of the collective consciousness leaning towards ET disclosure being somewhat like those horror movies depicting ETs destroying cities, and our vision of ET disclosure and a first encounter being more diplomatic. Right now, if we had to draw a line between everyone's vision of what ET disclosure would be, it would be more on the side of a little more quiet. That's where I got the message that this disclosure will happen individually at first, with different people at different times and different days, but around the same time, telepathically. And this is where this message of psychic abilities coming online kind of mixed with that other channeling, because one of the gifts that is going to come on powerfully and has already started coming on for a lot of people is telepathy. And if you communicate with other high vibrational beings, you know they communicate telepathically. So it is no surprise that they would probably make first contact with individuals first and telepathically. And this will allow people to find each other and confirm different messages, different ET races from different ET races, and kind of get people to come together. You know, it's one way to get certain light workers to come together. All right, so next channel message. Gathering clarity situation, leave it behind. So I mentioned that a lot of light workers are going to be gathering to gain some clarity, assess the situation, and leave it behind. There has been multiple channelings of light workers leaving for a short period of time, whether it's 2 weeks or 2 years, whether it's leaving the planet, leaving your homes, leaving to an island, leaving to a spaceship, leaving to underground bases, wherever it is, just leaving to rural areas of your country, whatever it is. There is a sense that light workers will be leaving. Leave what behind? Channel message: completion necessary, current phase of life, difficult to be optimistic, not easy. So this is going to happen at a time where it's necessary to come together for some reason or another. It may be difficult to leave your current life, the people in your life at this time, the places that you love, your hometown, whatever, because of the situation that they're in. What is the current phase of life that is ending and that may be difficult? Nostalgia, memories, the past is relevant to you now, family. And at this time, when you know where you're going to leave your life behind, the people in your life behind, everything you know behind, that's when you start to miss and remember the things that you love the most. It's hard, I'm telling you, even if you think you're ready for it, when it's right there for you to make that big decision, you're going to think about all the things you may not see for a while or ever again. What is this ending in regards to family? Independence, illness, love, and family. We reach out to other or pursue spiritual practices. So there is a need to reach out to others that are going through something similar, getting all their spiritual gifts online, having crazy psychic and spiritual experiences and events happen to them, and to also pursue spiritual practices. I mean, there's going to be a need to kind of separate from busy city life, busy social life, possibly get away from work, and those who are not awakened yet, so you can manage these new gifts. Because the way that I'm getting it, it's very strong, very powerful. What spiritual practices will be pursued? Nostalgia, threat with you. For example, societal expectations. This is kind of where sometimes when I ask questions, they're just telling me something else that's more important. This is going to be a little bit difficult for a lot of people, this transition of, hey, I've always had this goal in mind. You know, although I live a different lifestyle than the average Joe down the street, living a more spiritual life, a spiritual lifestyle, there's still you've been kind of still working with the system that you've been born into, you know, of your family traditions, of societal systems, governmental systems. You've been kind of still working with the systems that you've been born into, even though you've been kind of in your inner world, we're above these laws and systems and regulations, right? But to completely now switch from the living life the way that you're used to this whole new way of life where it's just focusing on just expanding your psychic abilities and sharpening those skills, it's going to be difficult to even get past not just sitting down and turning on the TV at the end of the day and grabbing that bag of chips or something. You know, it's going to be a completely different life, change in lifestyle that even those that have been practicing their spiritual practices for a very long time, it's going to be a change. What will people be doing? Fickle, resourcefulness, and have always had a vision. These people that are getting these very powerful, multiple spiritual gifts, powers, psychic abilities online have been able to hold a vision of a harmonious human collective on this planet for a very long time. Kept it in their mind, expanded upon it, gave details to it along the way. So these people are able to prove to themselves and the universe, or whatever you call that higher power, that through it all, you've always had the passion, desire to help humanity, to help better this world. And therefore, you are getting these powers because you can be trusted with them. You know, but as soon as you get the powers, you still have another test, right? Like, will you follow through? But yeah, that's why these certain people have been picked to have their powers come online first. So the definition of fickle is changing frequently, especially in regards to one's loyalty, interest, or affection. And I ask, why fickle? With what fickle? Planning, cautious, he can be controlling, values security and comfort. So the thing is, when you have this much power and these strong abilities where you can manifest almost anything, and you have limitless knowledge, you have access to the Akashic records, you can see timelines, you can see how one small event can affect another. You're going to want to be very, very meticulous in the manifestations you want to bring forward into the world. So you may be more hands-on with these projects, these tasks. And I did get that it's going to be a smaller number of people that get these abilities online first, kind of like a guinea pig. And then these people they'll be spread out all around the world, and we'll have groups of people that have had similar experiences, that came together with all these channelings of, ETs and whatnot, whatever your specific contribution is. It could be your skills, it could be your natural abilities, it could be, whatever comes online for you. Those people will be getting their gifts online very soon after, and they'll learn from this one person in their group that's got it online first and is going through all the experiences, kind of preparing the group of people that they're with of what to expect, what to look out for, what you might want to do first. Yeah, but also, with all these abilities coming online, a lot of people might not mind, a nice house, a nice car, a nice place to practice these abilities and skills, to meditate. So this is what I'm saying. Some of your life from the 3D world is going to come with you in the beginning, at least, where you value some creature comforts, the bag of potato chips, a nice view from your home. And some of these things are going to be practical too, like to be in a land where it's clean water, clean air, a lot of space in nature where you can meditate, go on vision quests, practice your abilities. So there's some practicality to it too, but there is a sense that you want to bring along a little bit of comfort. How will this come together? Sacrifice, dreamer, make room in order to replenish herself. There's definitely some sort of self-sacrifice involved with this. And that's why these people are picked, because they will sacrifice their life in order to benefit the collective. They're a dreamer, we talked about that, and to make room in order to replenish themselves. So it is important for all these people getting their abilities online to be able to replenish themselves, especially because these abilities are going to be so exhausting. It's going to be so tiring. You might nap for days after practicing it. So it takes a lot of, it's kind of like working out. You're going to have to work out these muscles, practice these skills and abilities and gifts. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of healing in between practicing. It's kind of like fighting. If you've never boxed in the ring for a long time, it kicks the wind out of you, and then you have to get used to exerting that much energy. And when you say you want to exert that energy, it's going to take a lot of time to kind of be able to do that with these new abilities. What will these new spiritual gifts allow us to do? Emotional strength, heart's desire, wild part of yourself. I asked for clarification and said self-aware, problems to solve, this experience, interesting compromises emerge. And this is interesting because it's kind of like whatever your heart desires to solve, to pursue, to go after, you will be able to do. I asked, so you'll be able to channel whatever you want, wherever you think of that you wish to solve. Control Earth to where you want to go from your current phase of life. And I got into more specifics as teleportation or manifestation abilities. Mother energy, deeply inhale energies to meet his goals. And so this is where it gets interesting. I'm like, is this godlike abilities? Progress energy, multitasking. All you'll be able to do is hold on. Uncontrollable situation. So all of the above, basically. And this was kind of interesting because I'm like, oh, is it teleportation, telekinesis? Is it just telepathy? Is it just stronger manifestation abilities, like instant manifestation? Or, there's a wide variety of gifts out there, right? And it's, as soon as they said godlike abilities and all of the above, it was kind of, I just came to the realization like, wow, I did not expect that. For me, I've been suppressing my mediumship abilities for a very long time. I refused it. It's been coming up for a little bit. And after I told the universe, like, I don't want these abilities, a few years back, they kind of subsided for a while, but they recently just came back online. And that's when I got the confirmation, like, this is happening sooner than we've imagined it would probably happen. Because I wasn't expecting it to happen until, halfway through the year. So the fact that I got a little preview and a little confirmation was another way of, the universe saying, yeah, this is just that tip of the iceberg. And that surprised me because that's saying a lot. Telepathy was one thing. I've been practicing that. A lot of people are very strong empaths. You can feel other people's emotions when you're in the same room or close to them, or if you have a strong connection, even if you're far apart, you can pick up what they're feeling. That makes sense. That's the natural next ability to come online. But to have all these other very powerful abilities come online, it's unbelievable at this point. And we'll see. How many will get this gift now? Self-image, Earth. When wand appears, it's time to move on. So I do believe that a lot of people, when they are ready, it will appear. And as soon as one person starts getting their abilities online, it's just going to be like a domino effect. And I asked all of humanity, altered law, responsible people will be fairly compensated, justice will prevail. So it's not going to be everyone, even though everyone has the potential to. Not everyone will want to. Not everyone will be wanting to believe this is happening. Will want to stay in a lower vibrational energy and reality. And so what does this have to do with me personally and my immediate future? Hardworking, waiting, rules over all else. Review what has come before in order to move forward, what learned from academic studies and past experiences, ability to recall. So a lot of us have been working really, really hard, been very patient, have been following our rules, doing this kind of work with integrity. We are going through some sort of review period. It's always natural when you're moving forward. And this is interesting. What you've learned from your past experiences, what you've studied, what you've researched, you'll have a recall ability, kind of like that movie Limitless. And this is crazy because sometimes you wonder when you're going through this journey, why did I have that experience, or why did I have to learn all that when I didn't even need it or ended up not using it? No, you will use it. It will come full circle. So I asked, why are these certain people being chosen, besides the fact that they can hold that vision, that dream for their entire life? Another reason is because you have your heart open to love and messages from your higher self, and you will not bend to peer pressure or societal norms. So you have kept that link, that connection to your higher guidance open and strong, and you did not bend to peer pressure. You did not care if everyone else wasn't doing the same thing. You kept with this, knowing that it's your truth, some higher truth. Also, another message that I got is that these people will be getting aid in order to pursue these abilities. So you may receive aid in terms of financial aid. You may receive aid in soul family, friends, even a relationship, a partner, or some sort of steady career or job, a new home, things like that will allow you to comfortably practice and pursue these spiritual practices, these spiritual powers. Like, you'll be taken care of. You've done the work. You've proven you can do it. Now you need to focus on this new work, right? And what is the first thing you'll notice when this happens in the physical, when your abilities come online? A feeling of fulfillment, wealth, feeling really good, and the comfort you desire. So definitely feeling very fulfilled, wealthy, abundant in all areas of your life, feeling really good. You're in a good place. You can take on this extra responsibility. It's very big responsibility. And if you need something, you'll get it. Yeah, you'll be taken care of, basically. All right, so this has been another freshly minted channeled message. Have a blessed day.